Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, before I jump on into this, let me just preface this by saying we're going to do something a little bit special. I have turned on the comments on this video, and you have anywhere between now, well, today, when I'm done recording this, all the way up until the 1st of September to enter to win. And I'm going to choose just one person off of this particular channel to do probably like about a 10 to 12 minute long storytelling for. To enter, what I would request humbly is, I don't know, I just feel like we need more like kindness out there, and this is such a great community, and you guys do so many beautiful things for each other all the time. But I hope that there are people doing something kind for you in return. And so what I would love to ask, just to get some good vibes flowing, is to enter to win. Just tell me something recent that you either observed other people doing that was really nice, or something that was done for you that was nice. I feel like this is a world that is filled with all kinds of kindness. I just saw somebody who was just like, instead of doing a yard sale and even selling stuff, they were just giving it all away. And I was like, that's so generous. So I gave them a gift. I didn't need anything. I didn't take anything, but I thought I would give them a gift to say, thanks. That's so nice to do for the community. And they were like very surprised. And it was just a little silly token gift, a very silly thing on my part. But I just thought it would be funny to give somebody a gift in return for the fact that they're giving away, like, what I gave them was like literally nothing. What they were giving away was couches and furniture and really nice things too, to anybody who might need something. And I just thought that was so nice. So all around, there are such great people doing really great things. And I think to kind of like be reminded that there's really nice stuff out there going on, I thought that would be fun. So the other thing I want to mention quickly is, please jot that down in the comment section, only because I want you to be entered to win, and I won't get to see the chat again. So definitely when I'm done doing this video, that's when I'm no longer live, that's when the comments will show up. And you have any time between now up until September the 1st, because that's when I will pull a winner. Now, the other thing I want to mention is, as soon as we're done with this video, I'm going to pop over to Kate's Regretless Life, to that channel, and I'm actually going to go live, and I'm going to do all 13 zodiacs for a quick little message about what to expect in September. But I'm also going to do that same giveaway over there, but I'm actually going to pick 9 winners. And that's just because today is my birthday. I turned 45. And so I was like, 4 plus 5, we got 9. And September being the 9th month, I thought 9 was a good number. But then I was like, no, but I don't want to miss out on this channel either. So that's how I'm doing it. So we'll have 10 winners total, but I just want you guys to get a chance to win on both channels, okay? Because so many I know support both of my channels, visit all the time, and I'm so grateful to all of you. So thank you guys. But those winners will be a little bit shorter. On the other channel here, I'm going to do a slightly longer winner. So I hope that makes it kind of fun. And I just thought it would be fun to celebrate with everybody. So hi, everybody. So great to see you all. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. And this is a specific message, and that is because I pictured in my mind, and maybe this is just because we're moving into, the end of the season, we're moving into a change. Actually, I love this time of the year. It always marks like end of summer, and then we start to shift into fall. And honestly, fall has become my most favorite season of the year. But of course, this is a time where it's harvest and it's bounty, but also other things are blooming out. But I picture somebody who had like a bouquet of flowers in their house that was like blooming and dropping, and kind of, how they make a mess. But it was, I saw that. And then I also just saw an outside like rose that was, obviously, how it kind of crinkles around the edges as it starts to fade and petals start to fall off. So I definitely saw things blooming that had reached their full potential and were blooming, almost like giving way to the next season is what it seemed like. So we'll keep that in mind and see where we go. Okay, we have the moon. So there is something hidden, there is something secret, there is something, but we have like this goddess of the moon. We have her here as an archer. So I don't know if somebody is about to like really get a message is really strong from their subconscious. I'm going to assume, since this is a specific message, we're going to turn to something that was hidden that's going to become very, very important in this story. Something that wasn't previously seen that is now going to become front and center. Hi, everybody. So great to see you all. We have Sagittarius. Okay. And we have Gemini. Also, I just love this deck. I love the images. I'll see if I can tag this deck. I have to first find the name of it again. I have the box somewhere. I've had it for a long time, and it just resurfaced today. And I was like, I got to use this. But I always think that there's such interesting images. So we do have strong Sag. We've got an Archer on the moon card, which normally, we'd bring in Pisces, but now we definitely are talking some Sag and some Gemini. These could be actual zodiacs that we're talking about. Also, I love all the international flavors here. There's so much to talk about with these cards. We have Native American. We have, I would say, some like indigenous, possibly Pacific Islanders as well being noted here. We may have Thai as well. And we definitely have something from like the Greek or Roman era as well. So we may have like a multicultural vibe going on here, or maybe in the grander sense, it is just to recognize that this could be a message that is coming through that's going to be like maybe somebody's learning about their cultural heritage, or maybe somebody is learning to cook different foods from different cultural backgrounds, and they're like, wow, I'm nailing this. I'm getting these. Well, okay, we have Pisces now and we have 8 of Pentacles. And again, we bring in more international backgrounds. We may have Hawaii being represented. We may have the entire continent of Africa. I can't identify exactly what specific culture, but we certainly have got a lot of zodiacs, and maybe we should keep this really broad and just say all the zodiacs are working on something right now. I know not all zodiacs are represented, but if we have something that's been hidden that is being like identified and pinpointed, it might be that doesn't really matter what zodiac we're talking about. Everybody's busy working. Everybody's busy working on things. So maybe collectively we're about to go through a big shift. This could be one of those really broad messages. Okay, this is exciting. Those are kind of my favorite ones. We have a 9 of Swords. I will say this. We had all feminine energy, and now we have masculine. So maybe this is going to be a broad message about if there's an energy shift, a timeline shift, where, one era of life is blooming out and the next era is being ushered in. It may be that you notice that all of these cards first show divine feminines. Now we bring in divine masculine. Could be that divine masculine has been hard at work. Maybe there's an opportunity for masculines to shift into, we'll say, like a more balanced version of themselves. There's different timelines where we work on different, we'll say, traits in ourselves or aspects of ourselves. And of course, the balancing energy of the universe is both the sun and the moon. And we began with the moon. So we know that the feminine was really strong. And we actually have, on that Pisces, we see, of course, the Pisces moon there as well. And in fact, I didn't even notice this, but all of these are cards of the night sky as well. So I'm wondering if all the divine feminine energy, which is all moon centered, has actually kind of been blossoming. And now it's like giving way and saying, all right, masculine, would you like to step into your like place on the podium as well? He's a little nervous, but we certainly see this very lovely divine masculine energy. So Anita, thank you so much. 45, you're adorable. Thank you, honey. It's so generous. And thank you for the chuckle. Oh my God, I've never heard that before. Okay, back into our story. 6 of Swords to the moon. Okay, so we've got the moon twice. So we know we've got really strong feminine energy. Strong feminine, and then we have the masculine stressing out about the feminine as well. But in this case, if he's stressing because he's been working hard and he's wondering, am I gonna make the mark? Am I gonna make it in time? We have the feminine here who has certainly cried some tears and is ready to move on. And it's almost like he knows this. By the way, I have got a splitting headache all of a sudden. I don't know where that came from. Hang on. We need some tea. This could very much be he's thinking heavily. That's a splitting headache, right? It's like the masculine is thinking about her. Thinking about her moving on. Thinking about her in what capacity? We see, again, she has no clue. She has no clue that she is so heavily on his mind. In fact, the feminine energy is not wounded, is not upset. The feminine energy is freaking amazing today. And if anything, she's setting her sights on what her future is going to look like. She may be blooming out one chapter of her life, be excited about the next. That could be why we're into this harvest season. That could be why we're seeing these shifts and changes. But the masculine has still, he's kind of still at hard work, right? The Eight of Pentacles is not the 10 yet. Maybe he's not quite ready for like a union, or maybe he's not quite ready to reach her, but he seems to be very stressed. And she doesn't know this. And he's like, I know she doesn't know this. Two of Coins, he wants so badly. There is something about timing. So we have a masculine who's super stressed right now. Or we'll say the masculine energy is super stressed because maybe he's like, I needed to be ready to step into a place of power. I needed to be ready to step into her world. I needed to be ready to step up. And I haven't been yet. And it's all about timing. What if right here in the last little push of what I have to do before I can approach her, what if somebody else shows up? We got two different hats, cowboy hat, baseball cap. If he's been hoping to be able to match her, hoping to be able to, energetically like bond to her, and he's not there yet, and he's feeling, yeah, that's exactly what it is, because we've got the Page of Coins and we have the Judgment card. There's something here where he should have been ready, and it looks like he's saying, I'm still not, and oh my God, is it too late? Will she already be moved on? I feel like, what, does he need 2 more months? Is that what this is boiling down to? He's super stressed. She's super not. This seems like a detachment phase for the feminine, and just like, hey, I'm letting go. I'm moving on. I'm really excited. I'm very empowered. She may have done, I don't know if this feminine has been looking closely at her natal chart, identifying like what is, what are the areas that are going to be really successful for her. By the way, I'll be doing some fun stories in September. I've got some plans for a couple of new things that I'd like to do in September for different zodiacs. So just know that's coming. But I feel like this is her maybe looking deeply into her natal chart and seeing the different components that are complementary to like help her put together what her plan is for her future. So she's all focused on future. He's very much focused on present, because it is his time to step up and do something. And he keeps saying, oh my God, she's leaving. I can feel her energy departing, but I don't know where she's going. But it's going to be too late for me. It's going to be too late for me to fix this with the Judgment card. It's going to be too late for me to reach out to her. I know it. I can feel her slipping away. How are you feeling her slip away? That pressure of the timeline is really big. I'm feeling like somebody might be hearing like a clock chime or seeing a clock, and like they keep looking up and looking up, somebody keeps checking their time, and it might literally be, as I say, that is 2:22 on where I'm at right now. My screen is at 2:22. So so we may have some repeating numbers. We may have something, and that 222 would to me indicate he's saying, I'm supposed to be ready for her. I'm supposed to be ready. I'm hearing from Alice in Wonderland, I'm late for a very important date. He's botching this from what I can tell, even though we have the King of Cups here. He wants to be able to open up his arms. He wants to be able to offer something. He wants to be able to give, specifically to the feminine. This is the figure of a feminine. She's made out of water. She's not really naked, but I still cover it because, hey, it's YouTube. But we certainly see the things that he wants to be ready to say. Why? I don't get it. Why do you feel like you can't yet talk to her? That Page of Coins says, I want to send this letter. I need to be able to send this letter. But I'm sure that I'm not going to be ready in time. High Priestess, there is definitely some kind of like high vibrational energy with that quartz crystal there that he is supposed to, at this point in time, and this is according to him, okay? I'm not saying this is how it is. It's just this is where his mind is. I was supposed to be high vibing with her in her same frequency by now. And I know it, and she knows it. Then why aren't you, masculine? Why aren't you? Please remember, I don't actually read for genders, but in this storyline, when we go specific, I do try to go as specific as we can. But please remember, these are always fictional stories. We have the Emperor upright. He maybe has put a really like huge goal post up for himself. My timer just dinged on my laundry. So there is something about timing. I was supposed to be able to be the Emperor by now. The time's up. But why aren't you? Is it just because you decided you had to be so, like, he could have set a goal for himself where it's like, I have to own a home, I have to own paid off cars, I have to have all this money, I have to have, whatever he views as an emperor. An emperor doesn't have to have paid off houses and cars. It's not about money. None of that makes an emperor. An emperor is just somebody who has learned who they are. They have their own convictions. They operate with balance and fairness and kindness. They're, a good leader in the sense that they can listen to counsel. They know how to be a partner. They know also how to actually like stand beside somebody. It's the mentality that, of course I'm going to shelter my empire and, think about the wellness and the health of my empire and whomever is in my empire, whether that's my family or whether that's, the people that I care about, whether they're relatives or not. But that's how I look at an emperor. It has nothing to do with money. Money comes and goes, jobs come and go, fortunes come and go. Money has nothing to do with an emperor. But emperors tend to be dedicated to things, and they do tend to, want to produce like some kind of stability in life. But I look at an emperor as emotionally stable, primarily. But we do see that he's been working. This could be that he's been working financially, working for money, trying to get his money right. But we have this 10 of Wands. Again, the clock, the time, the stopper. And it's like, did he make some more mistakes, or does he perceive that he made mistakes, or is he still punishing himself, saying, my God, I'm like quite getting it right. I'm never quite getting it right in time. I keep going down this road of chaos. He wants to lay down burdens, but it's like he keeps saying, I'm still not there. But are you moving a goalpost and insisting that you still can't move toward the feminine? Ace of Swords. Okay, maybe we just helped him have a breakthrough, because this says, am I? Yeah, I kind of think you are, babe, because you keep looking at clocks, knowing it's go time. You got to go, but you're not. How come you're not? Maybe you're the one insisting that you're still not ready and stressing yourself out, freaking yourself out. Why don't you just go for it? I do think money is his underlying factor. He keeps thinking he has to be more like solvent, financially solvent. And that should be, I mean, I get it. Everybody wants to have their debts paid off, but good luck in this world. We're all in debt. That's just how life is, right? So that's, again, the penny is there for a reason. But you notice how this person's like holding it up, like, but I have to have all this money. But look at how it's shrunken down next to the sword of truth. And the light bulb is going on in his mind. That's right. I would not wait any longer to reach out to her, especially with the level of stress you're under, especially when this whole storyline keeps saying the feminine has reached a certain level of like contentment in her life. Feminine energy seems to be really, really happy right now. You need to be in that vibe where you feel like the frequency matches hers, but you keep holding back and stressing that you're not ready to reach out because you were putting some kind of dollar value on when you're allowed to reach out, and stressing out because you're like, it's going to be too late by the time I finally get enough money that I'll allow myself to reach out. This is the breakthrough moment. You know darn well, you can't afford to wait, because she will be off in a new direction. There is something where I'm hearing, and I shouldn't say it this way because I don't want to liken this story to that, but how in Beauty and the Beast, like the rose is like, by the time all the petals fall off, they have to have like fallen in love. Otherwise this doesn't work out. The only reason I don't want to say it that way is because I'm not trying to say he's the beast and she's the beauty. Not at all. I'm just saying this seems like we have a masculine who's been trying very hard to, rearrange something in their life, transfer, something inside of themselves so that they feel proud of themselves by certain achievements, but they put such a high benchmark on everything, said, I can't do this until all these other things happen. And that doesn't seem to be the right structure to be following. And they know this. They know this because it's going to cost them her, which is the very reason they're pushing so hard. So what does that mean? Are you actually having the breakthrough? Are you going to be able to recognize this is pretty much go time, dude? We get the 8 of Coins again, the 3 of Cups. I don't know if he's going to stubbornly just sit down and say, I know, I get it. I really should go now. I know that it's a timing thing. We saw a clock twice in this storyline. We see him all stressing. We see that he should have been ready to do something. And he's like, I know, I know. And then we go right back to, but I got to put the finishing touches on maybe just this one pentacle. Maybe instead of waiting another 2 months, he's like, you're right. I got to do this now. Because we certainly see this is very timely, right? We're right into harvest time. This is, we see the gourds, which to me really look more like end of September into October. But this is him saying, it's true. I can't wait much longer. Maybe I finish just the thing that I'm currently working on, this one pentacle, and then I go ahead and reach out with that 3 of Cups. We have a 10 of Cups. Amen to that. It's about time. It's about time. Like, thank goodness it looks like he's turning this battleship around and realizing you don't want to, you don't want to wait too long. He's like supposed to be in this relationship by the time like the snow thaws. I feel like this is a relationship that is definitely needing to come into union between like now, so that they're very well established by the time, they should be together throughout fall, winter, and then by springtime, this is like a full-blown established relationship. That's what, and I'm saying should happen, but of course our characters always have the right to choose whatever is right for them, right? I'm just saying that this is maybe his ultimate goal, and it's like, then you need to get on with it. You can't afford to continuously saying, no, I have to first get to a 10 before I can then be a part of a 10. This is pointing out to him, look, if you've done as much work as, 8 of Pentacles, now is a great time to actually start to work with another person to complete that, reaching the full culmination of a 10. He's not coming in with nothing. He's coming in with a tremendous amount of dedication he's put into himself, his own work. Now is the time to start bringing in partnership, because you are ready for partnership. I just think for a while he was insisting he had to have everything. He had to have so much ready to give. And instead, all right, there we go. It is go time and he knows it. 8 of Wands. Good for him. That 8 of Wands, I don't know if this is like within 8 hours then. And we got 8 of Pentacles twice. We got the 8 of Wands. So we're rocking 3 8s in this that are all like really important 8s. I would say this is it. There's something about the importance of doing it now, or certainly, I'm just going to say 8 hours, because that's what it looks like to me. I mean, maybe I should say within 24 hours, but yeah, Empress. He wants to be an emperor, and he wants to be with that divine feminine. This is very much, there's no other way I could possibly interpret this story. It has been extremely narrow in this, which is the divine feminine is ready. The divine feminine, it's basically like, if you do not reach out to her, you'll never get another chance, which is a great song. Eric Clapton. Now, in that song, it's like it's already over, because and you had one chance and you blew it. You may never get another chance. You had the floor and you knew it. You can't blame it on the circumstance. Now, hopefully we don't let this be a missed opportunity. Wow. I am like putting the pressure on this character in this story. I don't mean to, but we can see he needs to hurry. In this storyline, there's a sense of urgency. Don't blow this, masculine. Don't blow by this opportunity when the time is actually perfect. And what's more, even though it sounds like we're putting pressure on this character, what I really think this story is about, it's like, dude, you're already good enough. Go for the person that you care about. The divine feminine is great. You're great. So why waste any time? So much of our lives can be spent fretting that we aren't good enough, fretting that we still didn't do enough, fretting, that there still hasn't been enough, success, or that we're not thin enough, we're not rich enough, we're not, attractive enough. And this like blows all that out of the water and says, if you care about somebody, and especially if you've been wanting to, work on your own life or your own talents because you care about somebody enough that you want to offer them something lovely, that proves you already have something lovely to offer, which is like you have a heart. And offering your heart to somebody is huge. Let's ask one critical message here about the feminine. Does the feminine want to receive this? Yeah, Ruben, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you, love. You're so incredibly generous. Thank you, babe. All right, let's take a little peek here. I got High Priestess. Does the feminine want this masculine? We've had her as a High Priestess technically twice, right? And we have the moon here once again to describe her. So I usually look at the moon also as either Pisces, Cancer, or Virgo. Or excuse me, the High Priestess as Pisces, Cancer, or Virgo. I think I just said the moon. My apologies. The moon is Pisces. But we definitely see her as this incredibly powerful feminine, right? Incredibly powerful feminine energy that is intuitive enough to know. And by the way, obviously, second card in the major arcana, we already had that 222 energy floating through this. So is she ready for union specifically with him? And she's like, I can already sense, you see the crystal ball here? I can sense that there's something coming for me in the future. But the High Priestess, I always say, is like when I'm old enough and injured enough now that I have a bad knee. And so when the pressure gets weird, when we have like lots of rain and stuff, ooh, my knee aches. When we're going to have a thunderstorm, ooh, my knee aches. Even though I don't know how much rain is going to fall, I know that there's a pressure fluctuation, right? And I feel like that's how the High Priestess operates. Like she can sense something's coming, even though she can't predict like exactly where the rain's going to fall and how much is going to fall. A High Priestess knows something's coming, but can't necessarily see exactly what it is. Does she sense his energy? My question was, does she want to hear from him, or does she? It's more about what she wants or doesn't want. But she's saying, look, I intuitively know that there's something out there. She knows it has to do with the lover. She also knows it has to do with the lover who's been more or less in camouflage for a while here, because this Seven of Swords carries a very different energy. By the way, Ginger Montague, thank you so much, love. You are so generous, sweetheart, always. Thank you, baby. You guys are so, so kind. All right. This energy here for the Seven of Swords, because it is such a strong normally it's like lies, right? It's what's hidden. It's somebody who lies and runs away. But this card softens it because we got this little Arctic fox and he's trying to blend into his surroundings. He's trying to hang out, hide out. But this is for the sake of, in this case, why is any animal camouflage? Because it's the best for their survival, right? And I'm just wondering if she's saying, look, there's a lot of things that are hidden from me. There's also a lot of things that I can sense and pick up on, but I can only pick up on the fact that maybe right now there's somebody thinking about me, but he's hiding from me. Maybe I remember him, and anytime I remember him, I know it's probably when he remembers me too, but he's hiding. And somebody who wants to still hide for their safety, for their survival, for whatever it is, you don't try to uncover them. You don't try to freak them out and, move the bushes away so you can see them hiding there. You don't corner an animal who wants to hide. Let them run. If they want to run, let them run. And I just feel like that's more her energy here. She's like, I know that I maybe should go ahead and, pursue them, or not pursue them, but acknowledge that if someone is thinking of me, remembering me, I'm sure it's when I remember them too, but I don't try to force anything. So she's not answering, does she want to hear from them, except that Gemini card of the Lovers does say, because it's a card of choice, maybe I choose to think of them. She may be dreaming about them with that moon and the fact that she comes across as a moon again and again. Is that going to impede you moving forward at all? Is that going to change anything? Page of Cups. No, if anything, I would just say that she's in a place where she's like, it's a remembrance thing, right? We've got the elephants, which are about memory, and then we have this photo. Hang on. I keep these pictures and I keep your photograph. They remind me of a time. These pictures and these photographs let me know I'm doing fine. You used to love me once upon a time, but the sun sank west of the Mendocino County line. Um, that song's been coming up a lot lately. I think in her mind, it's a little bit like, I just remember once upon a time they loved me. And that's probably all this is. You know, do they stay in my mind? Yes. And maybe it's a nice little memory that they're sending me today. Maybe they pop into my mind because they loved me and I remember that. So in her mind, she's not trying to like, you know, peel into their psyche or anything like that. As much power as a high priestess has, she doesn't misuse her power and say, I can sense things, and so I'm going to like try to look into my crystal ball or figure out what they're up to. What I can sense is that if somebody's not coming toward me, it's because they're still hiding out. Even if they cross through my mind, trust me, darling, you can stay hidden all you want. I'm not going to come knocking on that energetic doorway and force you to let me in. You're just a memory, and it's a sweet memory. You thought of me today or whenever she thinks that they've thought of her. I know you did because you popped into my head, and thanks. That's great. There is something here about, we've got like a French press coffee pot. So I don't know if somebody specifically drinks French press. There might be a song, there might be something in particular that reminds her of them, but she's not banging down any doors. She's taking this as, oh, that person who hides from me, they're on my, they're thinking my way. They're thinking thoughts my direction, and that's all right. King of Cups sideways. It's almost like I could picture her being like, thank you. I know I got your message. Thanks. And then she's just moving on. This is kind of like message received. Remember, we saw the King of Cups already on his side, where he said, I'm supposed to already be ready to be the King of Cups. She may assume he's a little bit drunk or something, and his mind sloshes over to her. She may think, I know he's not going to take any action toward me. I've known that for a long, long, long time. I've surrendered that idea, nor do I want to pry into his life in any way, shape, or form. But I'll always know that when he thinks of me, that's what he pops into my head. Maybe it's when he gets drunky monkey and sends me a little, thought. Again, High Priestess operates in the 5D realm. So she's very attuned to messages that sift through her mind. I wonder if this is something she has, I said we're going to have a very specific message in this because of the archery associated with the moon. I wonder if this is for her. This is a more important message. It's not about what he's going to do. It's about the fact that her, like maybe acknowledgement that she is perhaps psychic or has such a profound intuition, but she's learned what it means. It's not that, oh, I thought of somebody, therefore they're thinking of me, and now I know they're going to come toward me. She's like, no. I know now when something flits through my mind, it will show up somewhere else in my life. It's a little bit of a forewarning. It's like a whisper of something that you hear that hasn't happened yet. It's, and there's no saying how it'll come to pass. It's like, when trends occur and you start to kind of see little things pop up here and there, and then all of a sudden it becomes like full-fledged, super trendy, and everybody's doing it, like avocado toast, right? Every store has avocados front and center and, great rustic bread and stuff, and everybody's selling it. But before then, it was just something you kind of heard here and there. By the way, avocado toast is amazing. I make it a lot in my air fryer. And that's a trend that was here and gone a long time ago. I'm not particularly trendy. I'm either way vintage and I'm never on a trend, or I catch it way late. I am definitely not a trend setter. But I'm just saying, she picks up on vibes, and she knows she does, but she doesn't jump to the conclusion that because I sensed something, because I got a whisper of something, because I paid attention to a thought that zapped through my brain, that now I know, oh, this is going to happen. And I know the details of it, because high priestesses they don't know the details, not the minutia. But the thing is, there's a reason that this message is coming through to her. She thinks it's to just accept, I get it. You loved me once upon a time. Thanks for sending me that vibe. She does not expect more than that, which I also think, how nice is it that she can just take that and be like, that was nice. They sent me a nice vibe. They must have, because I got a thought of them and it wasn't filled with, it didn't stress me out or anything. So I bet they're just kind of maybe a little drunk, remembering me for a split second. Sure, I'm sure that they remember me because I remember them. Any person that we remember remembers us too, right? But she doesn't assume it means that more is coming. And I think that that's kind of brilliant for a high priestess to be able to acknowledge energy, but not start to say, and now I can tell what someone else's actions are going to be. Because that's where it gets controlling, or it gets demanding, or maybe it gets too intense, or she could put too much pressure on herself and then start to doubt her own intuition when something she thought was going to happen doesn't. And it's like, why did I get all these signs and symbols? Why did these thoughts pop into my head if it's not happening when I thought it was supposed to happen? Is because everybody has free will. The same thing, like I said, a high priestess can sense that there's a storm coming, but she doesn't know exactly how much rainfall is going to come with it. But she can feel, something is, there's like that pressure in the air. That's the way I think that's what the big message is for her. She's learned how to use her intuition, not doubt it, not fight it, but also not over project as to what it means, because she gives everyone their free will. And she's very astute. If they're thinking of me, they pop into my head, but I haven't heard from them, it's because they're still camouflaging and hiding. Let people hide who want to hide. They're scared right now, or there's some reason that they're hiding. Don't try to uncover, a creature who's trying to hide. Let the deer who's standing frozen, in the dappled sunlight. Imagine you don't see them. The deer doesn't want to be seen right now. Even if you did spot them, give them their sense of peace, and don't, go marching up toward them, or leave that bison alone. Don't go insisting that you're going to go pet the bison in Yellowstone. Like, let animals do what they need to do. We are human animals. Give them the space that they need. When they want to come towards you, they will, if they want to. But also don't wait for them, but don't go charging at them energetically. I'm not saying this is how it should be. I'm saying this is like, we're speaking on behalf of her. Like, this is the message she's like learned about herself, is what I would say. And I think it's making her really peaceful, and it's making her really comfortable in trusting her intuition, while not putting expectations on anything about how it must go. But how nice is it that her big takeaway is, I get it. He thinks of me because he loved me. That he remembers me today because he loved me. Because I know it, because it was a nice feeling. So that's what that was. Okay, thanks. And then she lets him go. She doesn't chase. She has no clue that, I know the rest of the story on his side was like, dude, you better kick into high gear. You got 24 hours. Because she is able to let him go in a way that maybe she's never been able to let this go before. It doesn't matter that he pops into her head. It doesn't throw her off and make her like sit and wait. Okay, when is he going to reach out? Now I'm hyper focused on him. She's released herself from like a need of an outcome. That's where it gets dangerous, because basically she's ripe to fall in love with somebody else, because she accepts, sure, you'll probably pop into my mind, but that's just because we had something once upon a time, and you think fondly of people that you used to love, but she is not beholden to you. You would have to go in and win her back, or go in and be a part of her life, because she won't ever come knocking on your door. And I think that's what his big message is in this. Okay, that got way longer than I thought it was going to. All right, let me go ahead and now say thank you again. Anybody who just popped in, please let me remind everybody of what I said at the very beginning, which is I'm leaving comments on this video. Lord help me. No, I try to keep you guys safe from scammers and spammers. Please know, if anybody poses in the comments as me, tries to get you to contact them, tries to sell you something, I will never do that to you. So please, please, please. This is why I don't like comments beyond anymore, because it's ripe with all kinds of fakes and stuff. So no, I don't sell readings. I never will, but I am giving away a free reading that I will do on September the 1st. And it will be someone who's in the comments. I will scroll through on September the 1st, and where my finger lands, that will be the person who I do the storytelling for. And And I will post that on September 1st, probably in the evening, whomever the winner is. And what I would ask, just because I think it'd be nice to like share some good vibes, is to enter. You know, normally I say, hey, if you're entering to win a storytelling on my channel, just type E. But I thought it would be nice to do something a little bit more positive. And so all of you guys are so kind. This is such a beautiful collective of people, and I'm so honored you guys are with me. And I know you guys do kind things for other people all the time. I'm the recipient of it so often with all of your beautiful comments and such. But I hope that kindness is going back into your world. And I know it's a really difficult time in history right now for everybody. And sometimes we forget that there's like good people everywhere trying to do their best. And so I just thought, in the comments, let's flood the comments with something positive that, you know, you've either observed other people doing for each other, you know, something it could be simple, you know, seeing somebody polite in traffic, letting somebody over, you know, people pulling over to help each other with a flat tire, like whatever it may be, just something either that you've received or something that you've observed others doing that is kind, because I would love to start focusing a little bit more on there's a lot of good out there still. Always has been, always will be. Humans as a whole are pretty amazing. So we can do amazing things. And I just wanted to focus a little bit more on some positive energies. So that is what I would ask everybody to do, to flood the comments with something positive. And then out of those comments, I will, like I said, on the 1st of September, I will select one winner. Now, as soon as we're done with this, the comments will be visible, and that's where you can enter. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to bounce over to the other channel, and we're going to do a quick September message for every single zodiac, and I will include Cancer over on that side. And I'll be doing the same thing on that channel, but I will be choosing 9 winners. So just so you guys know, you have more than one opportunity to enter. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. I'm scrolling down because I feel like I didn't get a chance to say thank you. Rachel's Magic, you angel, thank you so much. Thank you. I love the number 2888. You're so awesome. Nora A, thank you, beautiful. Love you too. Thank you, sweetheart. You're so kind. Sandy, oh my God, thank you, baby. You are so incredibly generous. You're having cake with me today. I love it. Oh, you're so sweet. So sweet. Yale Rubin, oh my gosh. Yale just gifted 10 more memberships, you guys. Let me read off the membership names right now. Yale, you are so incredible. Thank you. Angel, you are so sweet. So RT, you are now a member. Queen of Swords, Mary Jones, Danger Ranger, Selene, Beth Ross, Leah Zuzalia, excuse me, Adrian, Mary Dawn, Shasta Maria, Mur 3 Morgan. All of you are now members courtesy of Yael Rubin. And so what that means is that you guys now have access to all of the members videos. And I put those out on Monday. We do a members video, and there's a members playlist. That'll be the easiest way for you to find the members videos. You'll definitely want to check out the most recent one that came out on Monday, because every Monday you get an opportunity to win a storytelling there. I usually pick a couple people as winners. You also can select or suggest a topic. If we go with your topic, I also do a thank you storytelling for you. And if you are it's your birthday month and you're a member, I also do a 3-card pull for you in honor of your birthday. So I just didn't want you guys to miss. And then of course there's a members only video that comes out on Monday as well. So you guys, all the names I just mentioned, you are now members courtesy of Yael Rubin. Thank you so much, Yael. Yael, I think I saw that you had a request up here. Okay, Yael, you said, would I kindly consider doing a part 2 of the Virgo story, the trigger warning? Sure. Yeah. I don't know that I can get to it today, only because I do have to I get to make some special meal tonight to share with my loved ones. So I will probably not get to that until, I think I'll slate that for Monday. If you don't mind waiting that long, Yael, let me put it down, because I'm picturing tomorrow. I know I'm going to be doing every single zodiac, and I don't want to overdo anything, but I will say Yael's, and I'll do it on Kate's Regretless Life, since that's where that original Virgo was. And I'll say part 2 Virgo TW. Okay. And I will put that on Monday. I tend to kind of like bunch things together so that I don't get off track and miss stuff. So I have my little Monday list started over here for some things I need to remember to do. We will add that one in for sure. Yell, you sweetheart. And Yell, you can call out card at some point, and I'll pull 3 cards for you, love. Thank you again, everybody. So, so sweet, you guys. Lots of love. You guys are so kind. Thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful birthday wishes. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, beautiful week yourselves. I'm going to bounce out of here in just a second so I can get over to the other channel. Yeah, you sweetheart. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. You're so generous always, my love. Thank you. All right, you guys, I'll see you in just a couple minutes over on the other side. As soon as I'm done with this live, then all of a sudden the comments will open up, and then you guys can, like I said, enter to win. Tell me something good. A little Shaka Khan. Tell me something good. All right, you guys. Yes, everybody can enter. It's D-Rod. Everybody can go ahead and jot down something good that they've seen somebody do or something kind. And on the 1st of September, I will randomly pick one winner. But right now I'll go to the other channel, and then you guys can also enter to win over there in the comment section once I'm done with all of the zodiacs. Okay. Bye guys. Lots of love.